Okay, you know how you get to the end of one year and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going into a new year, new me. But you look back over the last 12 months and you're like, what did I do with my life? Psalm 9 verse 1 says, I will give thanks to you, O Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of your wonderful deeds. So as we approach the end of one year and go into another, we're often encouraged to give thanks to God for all that he has done in our lives this past year. The problem is you can't remember it. Usually what happens is if there's not been some momentous occasion, something that kind of marks that year in our lives, we tend to kind of look back on the past year and think, that was an average year, or nothing really happened for me, or I'm looking forward to next year, forget about 2012, 2013, 2014, 2017, that's going to be my year. Unless there's been some sort of momentous occasion in our lives, we kind of discount the year and think, I don't really have much to be thankful for. So for instance, if it wasn't a year where, you had a baby, or you had a promotion at work, or you got married, or you moved house, or you bought a house, if big things like that don't happen in our lives, we can kind of look back on calendar years and count them as wasted years. But that's not the case. God has given us so much. We're so richly blessed. Every day we should be thankful in all circumstances, as the Bible commands us. Why does God want us to be, or why does God want us to express our thankfulness? One, it's to remind us of the abundant life that he's given us. Two, I think having an attitude of gratitude attracts the presence of God, the blessings of God. In the past, I have tried things like a gratitude journal, and this was all going very well till about June or July, and then I forgot about my Thanksgiving gratitude journal. So so this didn't work for me. But I did see this other idea to use a mason jar to collect tokens of Thanksgiving. Then at the end of the year, you open the mason jar, you read through them, and it's an easier way for you to be able to recount, not relying on your memory, all the things that God has done. That way you won't have that feeling that you get to the end of a calendar year and you think, it was an okay year. It's more of a, wow, I remember that. So I'm going to try this, and I'm going to show you guys how to make these Thanksgiving jars. The other cool thing about the mason jars is, number one, they're decorative. Number two, they're really fun to make, and I think it's important to have that element of, because Thanksgiving is a form of prayer, and prayer can sometimes seem like it's mundane, but if you add an activity or something to it that makes it seem a bit more fun, then you'll be more inclined to actually pray. Fourth, it's visual. When you see that jar and you're like, my jar's looking kind of empty, you're just like, wait a minute, let me just backtrack. What has God done? What do I have to be thankful for? And it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. When you start to see that jar filling up, I think your heart overflows with more thanks for God, more praises for God and all that he's done. Okay, you'll need some letters. You will need ribbons. So I've got satin, lace, check, velvet, a shimmery mesh nude ribbon. You'll need some decorative embellishment. So I have these labels, which if you wanted to give the jars away, you could sort of customize them as gift tags. I've then got some scissors, glue, and some paintbrushes. Finally, you will need some mason jars for your Thanksgiving jar. So either you can use recycled materials like an old jam jar, like jars for pasta sauces, or the ones that you use for pickled vegetables, or you can buy them from the arts and crafts store. So I bought these, and they were about £2. I bought 2 different sizes because I'm going to make 2 different jars for 2 different things. Okay, so you want to start by putting your letters wherever you want them. I'm going to place mine on the front, along the top row of the jar. Now, I'm not quite sure if the letters will fit. Okay, so once you've decided how you want to place the letters on the jar, you can then use your permanent glue to start sticking the letters down. You will need to give it some time to dry. I miscounted the letters, so the position is a little bit off. The living underneath isn't quite centered. Okay. Now I'm ready to put on my first ribbon, which is going to be the lace pattern. I'm going to stick it on rather than tie it on because it will slip off glass. Hopefully this works. The lace is dry. I'm going to add on the golden plate. This doesn't need to be blue. This is trying to be straight. It's going on the bottom. Okay, I'm also going to put a ring of pearls underneath that. These don't fit all the way around, so I'm going to grab another strip that will go around the back of that. I'm going to add a velvet ribbon all the way around and make a bow at the front of the jar. Okay, so I'm sticking the pearls on the top of the lid. This is really tricky. I think I need to squeeze it more. Actually, no. There. Okay. Now the jar's done. So I'll cut this bit down. And that's the jar.